Nice. Hello and welcome to Fools and Fiction. Before we start, I wanted to make sure you all knew about some of the other podcasts that are hosted by the Magnificent Podcast Network at William and Mary. There is Shut Up and Watch, which is like what we do but serious. There's An Extra Sip, which is a laid-back talk show-esque podcast hosted by my freshman hall friend Miriam. And finally, there is Spilled Beans, which is basically what we do, but not hosted by us.
Finn, you can't just say it like that.
Well, that's what it says on the script.
What are you guys talking about?
Oh yeah, so we've got a guest here today. This is Dalton Mayhew, my cousin. Do you have any way you want to introduce yourself, Dalton?
No. Hello.
I definitely read that as you didn't want to introduce yourself.
It's like actually I don't want to talk at all.
Yeah, pranked.
Yeah. Anyway, this week we're talking about. By the way, sorry we didn't have an episode last week. I was away at Fermilab.
In Chicago.
But yeah, we wanted to talk about the Lake Anna Adventure this episode, which is a TV show, a YouTube show that Dalton and I have been directing for 9 years now. I think I said 11 years in the previously, but it's actually 9. This is on YouTube, and the basic summary of it is that Dalton and me and Avery, our other cousin, all have or fictional versions of us have adventures at Lake Anna, Virginia, which is a artificial lake created for a nuclear power plant in Virginia. We've got a timeline of it. We've had 9 episodes because we've had one per year, and it's been very complex in terms of reality bending. And there's multiple.
So chaotic.
Yeah, it's like looking at the Doctor Who timeline. But we thought that the structure of this could be that Joe, who watched it at double speed last night to get the full experience, will just like talk to us because I directed the first 7 episodes, which are the first season, and Dalton is currently directing and has directed 2 episodes. So Joe could just like talk to us about the show.
Yeah. I want to start off with I loved Red Low He Calp. Which for those of you not in the know is just placeholder but spelled backwards.
The idea is that I was trying to put in a title just so that I could check on the font.
Yeah.
And I just put in placeholder, and I figured out you could put the spacing between the letters as negative, and it just like read out Red Low He Calp.
That's
like,
really
we're keeping
powerful.
It.
The opening of it was so powerful of just like I'm on the bed, I've fallen in the crevice, like I'm gonna mail myself to Hogwarts, and then All Star starts fucking blaring. It was like,
were you watching that part on 2 times speed as well?
Of course. I had to go back and watch it at 1 time speed, but like it was so crazy chaotic because like everything up to then had been like pretty wild, but also been a kind of like run-of-the-mill, like, oh, a bunch of kids dicking around with like GarageBand and everything.
Uh-huh.
But like this one definitely felt like one of those like improv sketches where they keep doing things. And I think it was a really good episode.
Thanks. I think about that scene. I was trying to remember this yesterday, Dalton, but I think what we had written in whatever kind of script we had was just like Finn and Dalton talk about how it's so weird that the Harry Potter characters are there, and Dalton has the idea to mail them to Hogwarts. Like that was all we had, right?
Yeah.
I really love I can fit inside this box, and then boom, I'm in the box now.
We did have the box.
Avery was the one who had the idea to roll back. And I think it was an accident the first time that we did it. I think someone accidentally rolled back into that crack.
And we were like, we gotta have this. I don't know why falling off of a bed mid conversation is so funny.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think that I'm glad that you like that movie, the rest of it too, because I kind of felt like the vibe was a little weird because this was our first year not at Lake Anna, and we didn't really know how exactly we were going to end the season. And so past that scene, I felt like it was a little like the vast majority of that episode of Red Low He Help is Dalton and me sitting in a car talking, which I feel like isn't the most creative kind of thing. But yeah, I'm glad you liked it. 'Cause I wanted to end the season on something fun. So I'm glad.
And then I also want to say, in the Moisture Steals time, during the Endless Night, you fucking blew the opportunity to just sing "It's Been 1 Week," and Neil would be ashamed of you.
Yeah, we got to make sure Neil doesn't see our series.
So like into like substantive kind of questions now.
Sure.
I kind of wanted to know how you guys like decided the direction of everything, because I know Dalton, you're in charge of like the new season, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I'm kind of curious, like how you've decided what the direction is going to be, and how Finn, like you had decided, and then handed over the reins.
Do we want to kind of do like a out of universe timeline on this, Dalton?
Kind of. I think the short answer is that we didn't.
Okay.
We really had, I mean, because I think when we first did it way back in 2011, we just sort of, because I think Finn had just gotten a camera and had just like was messing around with editing software and was like, hey, this is something that I really like doing. So we just sort of like were like, oh, let's make a video.
I remember we had the strict rule. I think that it was 1 take per shot.
Interesting.
for that one. So like we weren't really caring about the quality. We were just like, let's do something fun.
No, it was very like I'm in middle school and I learned how to use GarageBand sounds, and like I learned how to do edit, like, and I don't want to say it's bad or anything. I think it definitely got stronger. But like it definitely gave me nostalgia for that time where you were just like, do dumb creative shit and see what happens.
And yeah, a little bit out of pulling back the curtain, I think something I was thinking about, especially as we are wrapping up the, especially post 2015, which I'll talk about in a little bit. I was trying to like identify why we were making the show, and I like got this sudden adult thought that that we're really making it just to like catalog that time in our lives, you know, and like catalog how we change and have like a record. At least I think that's post 2015's I think like the main thing that was in my mind. And so the movies are kind of like more of just like a creative medium to do that, rather than we're really telling this like
big
very
story.
Very like cohesive story, although we definitely put thought into it.
I'm also curious how much Avery kind of put into it, because at the beginning she just seemed like the toddler child that is there. Like how old is Avery now?
That's a great question. 7th grade?
That's not an age.
26 days younger than I am.
Thank you, Commander Spock.
Okay, Dalton, how old are you?
I am
unknown. It's a math problem.
Hold on. She was born. Hold on. She was born September. Hold on. I have it on my calendar. I definitely do.
Well,
while Dalton does math to figure out how old he is.
She was 12. She was 12 on September 5th.
Okay. Which makes you what, 17?
I am 17 and I will be 18 in a few months.
Okay.
So anyway, the question I think was, what role has Avery had in creating this cinematic universe?
Because I remember in the outtakes for I think it was Craziness. Yeah. I think is that the one where Avery's just singing at the banana?
Yeah.
That one felt like she decided she wanted to do that.
I don't remember anything about Craziness. I don't know how it happened, what the motivation for any of the things was.
Okay. I remember we were like, oh yeah, we're gonna like make this like big like cohesive thing. Like Finn had written a script.
It was like Where's Larry Boy or something?
Yeah, or something like that, yeah. and we were just like messing around all week, and we just like were like, oh wait, we've like, because we like had like nothing filmed by like Thursday.
Yeah.
And, like we were just like messing around. We were like, oh wait, we have a movie.
Yeah.
So we just
I think kind of going a little bit back to the overarching timeline of all of this, and I think this might also help answer the question.
Yeah.
I think that might have been something that prompted me to be like, oh, I need to be a director, and I need to like write out these scripts and like enforce them in some sense while we're filming, and that's what led to Avery's Voldemort, our third one, which like I think was a hit.
I'm a big fan of Avery's Voldemort.
Critics reviewed it well. They did not pan it. But then that kind of led into I feel like we kind of had a little bit of a dip in quality at Dalton's Gone Crazy, our fourth one. I don't know what the cause of that was.
I think we just weren't very inspired for that movie.
Yeah. But then we had Time Bananas, which
I've heard like horror stories
which
about.
was fantastic, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
It's great.
The end product was great, but the actual filming experience, I feel like,
oh yeah, no,
wasn't that was the year that it was totally. We were all like, I had written out this very like fine-tuned seeming script where it was like, all right, we need these costumes, we need these props, we're filming at this time, everyone needs to meet here, blah 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 blah, that kind of stuff, and it just ended up being like. Well, it was after Time Bananas that I like reevaluated it, and I'm like, wait, what are we doing? And I'm like, oh, these are my cousins making a movie with me. It doesn't need to be this like serious. And although like the movies after Time Bananas haven't been as like tight, I think we've still managed to hold on to some of the chaos. And
Avery fucking dying and returning in Avengers Endgame was crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about how Avery has contributed. Well, first of all, she had the idea of the Jake Paul arm entirely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was her.
We still don't know what it means.
Yeah, we still don't know what it means.
I think because like in Avery's mind, it was like a disease. I don't know what it...
Jake Paul arm is a disease that you can contract?
Well, so we added that into the fiction where Avery's character, Avery, has that as an idea for a movie. There's all these meta levels, right? And then that's the one that we show that's the one that blows up the lake.
Oh, right. where you open the laptop and like everyone recoils from it, it's done.
So that's like... That's one bit. I mean, of course, she brings a lot to the acting too, and a lot to the in the early ones, the characters of Harry Potter and Voldemort.
I also really dig all the like style differences that Avery had. Over it, like the style of Harry Potter and Voldemort is way different than like the style of Avery during
Moisture.
Thank you. The Moisture saga.
Yes. Yeah, Avery added a whole lot on Moisture Steals Time, especially with the whole character of, and I guess this is the first reveal of this character's name, who Avery plays at the end, 21 Paul.
21 Paul.
Like the whole character design was something she put thought into because she brought wigs and she brought makeup and she like we did lip sync all down her arms saying subscribe. And I don't know if it totally came through on the strobe light effect, but it was like in the clout
spent like
goggles
20 minutes writing JP all over her
in the bathroom.
bathroom.
And I think we wrote yeet on her hands. Like so like we really built out this character, and Avery was the driving force behind that. And a lot of the scenes in the car with saying whether we were hot or cold, or I guess wet or dry, in terms of following the Jake Paul arm compass to Massanutten. That was all.
Has Joe seen Car Dalton?
I don't think Joe has seen Car Dalton. You have?
Didn't you show me the blooper reel?
Yeah.
We called you when we like made it.
Yeah. I had seen like one or two episodes, I think, of it when that happened. When Finn is like, "You have to see this."
There was so much like terrible, but like in the old sense of terrible energy.
Yeah, like
when we were recording that.
Great old ones, kind of terrible.
Like Cthulhu terrible. Sorry, I'm taking a drink. You all can keep on talking.
I'm just invested in watching you try to take this drink.
It's done.
It is done.
It's done.
So another thing about making it, why was Time Bananas Queen themed?
I think it happened by accident.
Really? Because like,
I think we were all listening to Queen for some reason.
Yeah.
Because we have like, you can hear the types of music that we're listening to throughout each one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this was another thing that I was thinking about when you guys called me about this, is that our music, like, you can see how our music tastes have changed, and you can see how, like, we've developed as both as listeners of music and as musicians.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we started adding our own credits music. Except at Moisture Steel's time.
Which one is the
we
one
just forgot about that.
where you have a funky jam session?
That's
where like Avery's dancing on the table and you're playing piano and Dalton's
I think that's
doing
Time
sex.
Bananas.
Is that Time Bananas?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not, because Time Bananas, the credit sequence is Avery eating the snack.
That's right.
I think it's Avery is the one. Yeah, it's Avery is the one. That's our
that also had Pokemon music in it, which like as a huge fan of Pokemon, that was like the one thing that stuck in my craw. Is I was like,
Wait, pause. What is your craw?
What? Do you not know that phrase? Hold on.
Point to your craw on your body.
Don't worry about it.
Stuck in my craw.
So a craw is the stomach
of
of an animal or the crop of a bird or insect.
What is the crop of a bird or insect?
I don't know, but to stick in one's craw is to cause considerable or abiding resentment. Rankle? Yeah, like, it really rankles me.
What the hell?
Welcome to Finn and Joe's new linguistic podcast, where
Joe says the words like rankle and craw.
And moist.
Sorry, what was your... What did you say? Something stuck in your craw?
Just that it was so weird to, like, hear Pokemon music when the previous episode had been, like, Queen, and then there's a funky jam session, and I'm just like, how was the music chosen? But I guess it was, like, just whatever you wanted to put in there.
The Pokemon music in particular was the shot the like small sequence we have the Pokemon music going over is we're running through the woods.
Yeah.
And that was a callback to a few times when we had run through the woods in previous movies. Like in What's Wrong with My Phone when Dalton runs around in a big circle, or in Avery is the One when Dalton's looking into all the cabins. So we wanted to have like or like in Avery's Voldemort. In Avery's Voldemort, where we're swimming through the lake and running through the woods in order to get to Avery. So the thing is, we had thought about like what music do we want there, and we figured the only thing left that we hadn't really used for kind of running music was Pokemon music.
Interesting. I'm trying to think of like what else.
And in the Moisture Steel's time, we had a lot of debate over what song to play when spoilers for Like an Adventure Season 2 Episode 2, Avery's death scene where she gets killed by the water.
Yeah.
And so we eventually landed on Carly Rae Jepsen's Run Away With Me. But like we did a lot of sampling other things.
I definitely was like expecting In the Arms of the Angels or like something like that.
I think we were evaluating that because like it was like we had all these different we were looking at all these different songs, and they all worked, but they all gave the scene such a drastically different mood with the same
ending. Okay.
And it was just fair. So we were like, okay, what song creates the best mood, not what song works.
Yeah, so like immediately following that, we go into Hard Times by Guster, which is totally... I feel like there's just no... like there's a big discontinuity there in the mood, but I feel like it's worth it for putting in Run Away With Me. Like, I don't think Run Away With Me fit, like you were saying, Dalton, in the sense that it made sense or flowed into the next thing. Or
Nothing
from the previous
makes sense
thing.
In these movies, though.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. We're not trying to create a total work of art here.
I disagree. These are works of art.
I think they're works of art. That doesn't mean they have to make sense, though.
We talked about that on the episode about the When See You.
Yeah. Dalton, you should totally watch the When See You.
Okay.
It has very similar Anna's to Lake vibe adventure.
Yeah. I feel it.
Vibe check.
Did you have another question, Joe?
Not really. I just am pretty interested that you guys continued to do this for a while. First of all, I don't have family that is in my age group like you guys are, within your own age group kind of. So I couldn't do it with family, but it's still something that if I did this with other people, I could not have continued to do it for 9 years. So I'm actually really impressed with you guys.
I think a big part of it is that we're all only children, and we're all only cousins. Besides, Avery has another cousin.
Wait, what? Hold on. I was under the impression that Avery was your sister, Dalton.
No, she is not.
What?
If she was, she would be on here.
That's fair. What? That's okay. That has blown my brain because I when Finn is like, oh yeah, my cousins. I'm like, oh, they're related. Not I have two different sets of uncles and aunts.
Yeah, no, our family is extremely organized.
Yeah, there's symmetries there. You could fold us into a snowflake or something and it would line up perfectly. What was I going to say? Yeah, so I think that adds into the dynamic a whole lot. That we only see each other every once in a while, and we're fairly close because none of us have siblings. So
okay, that makes sense.
So so we like to do something special when we are together. Mm-hmm. Chris wants to say something.
Yeah, I thought it was largely because you all have the tradition of going to the same place with the same group.
Yeah. That's Chris, by the way, Dalton.
That is the episode quota of Chris fucking interrupting Matt.
But Chris said, if you couldn't hear, audience, that it's also probably a phenomenon of having a yearly family get together at a certain place, which I think is why we call it Lake and Adventures. But I think there's something there, because I know Chris's family have this one big game of what game is it?
Risk.
They all play Risk, and it's been the same game for years.
Hold on,
wow.
It's one long ongoing game of Risk.
It's the same lore and stuff. We're the same nations.
Oh, okay. I thought no one had won this game of Risk in the years that it had been going on. I'm like, wow, y'all fucking suck at this game.
Anyway. So yeah, I think this probably plays into the phenomenon of families all getting together in one place and doing a special thing, and just the special thing that we did is make this
crazy,
this cinematic universe.
Video.
Yeah, this shit post.
There was something else I wanted to say. What was it?
Going back to the music,
yeah,
we had some pretty wild inspirations. I just wanted to tell the story of in the one, which movie is it that we shot in the roller rink?
Avery's the one.
Yeah. But that shot in the roller rink, the music that went over that shot was actually music that was just happened to be playing at the roller rink.
Yeah.
And we were because we had edited, that was the first thing that we filmed. We filmed that months before we filmed the movie. And Finn was just up at my house. But the whole thing, we were looking through music for that, and we were like, wait, what is this music in the background? Because it has the exact energy that we needed.
You fucking Shazam it.
Yeah.
We Shazammed it. It is the one by Nicole C Mullen,
and that was what named the whole universe that we were in, the Nicole universe.
That's what it's called.
Yeah. So yeah. The reason we chose that, besides it being such a bop and fitting so well, is that that lyric, the one, fits in with it's foreshadowing Avery being Harry Potter, the chosen one, the boy who lived, and
but I am the chosen one.
And then we kept that theme later. Like, we used what other song did we use that has the line "the one" in it? There's another song I think we used in Moisture Steals Time. Oh, I don't remember. But we just kept on that.
Was it the one what's it called? The one end credits music that you had to that one YouTube channel? I think it was called "Let Me Be the One."
Yes, to Vsauce, the Vsauce end credit music we used as the opening for Moisture Steals Time. Let me be the one.
Vsauce, Michael here.
So like that really inspired us for some reason, that Nicole C Mullen song, and we've been using it throughout in other contexts.
I also really like that your parents kind of like humored you with this, because I think at the first one, like, it's very much like the adults playing important roles.
Yeah.
I think your mom is just in a straw hat.
Yeah, she's referencing a book that she read me as a child called Go Dog Go.
Okay.
Like a Dr. Seuss book, I think.
Oh, okay.
Where there's that character that she's playing in it.
Interesting.
There's a lot like stemming out and branching out from this
That's
show.
What that is? I never realized that. Huh.
Yeah,
cool.
the dog in the straw hat, I think.
Mm-hmm, yeah. The "Do you like my hat" thing? Yeah.
Yeah. That's directly from Go Dog Go.
Yeah, I just thought that was your mom having like her energy.
No. Well, I mean, I guess it was her energy to play a character from Go Dog Go.
Yeah.
That is very much your mom's energy.
It's in terms of having the adults in the show, it's changed a lot over the years. Like in Moisture Steals Time, we have that one shot of our grandfather just sitting on the couch or in his chair watching TV while like time has stopped, and he is just like living his life. So I think the arc of the adults in this, even though they're like different characters because of the different universes, is just that they've grown more and more like weary.
Accustomed.
Although I don't know, at the end of Red Lohi Calp they do at the end of Jake Paul Arm, I mean, they do the throne room scene from.
Oh yeah.
As they give Avery her
and then Avery dabs.
And then Avery dabs. Yeah.
Oh, and the funny story about that is I don't know if it's in the shot that we used.
I don't think so.
But we had there's some people who come by and like systematically check on you throughout the week.
Okay.
But that person was pulling down the driveway as
the very driveway we were all assembled at.
Yo, we're gonna die.
And they saw it, and they backed the truck up very, very fast.
and we have it in the bloopers. I'll have to show you.
Oh, that's incredible. I think
and like everyone had their arms like in prayer position and were like bowing down as we all had the towels on our heads and we were delivering the flip-flops onto Avery, and like this park rangers were pulling up.
He's like, fuck no. What's the I'm also a really big fan of just the dogs being there. Mm-hmm. Like what's the one where I think it's in Dalton's Gone Crazy.
Oh yeah, this is the dog.
He's like, this is the dog.
Yeah.
I'm just like, fuck yeah, it is. And like there was no reason for that at all, but I still loved it.
Yeah.
I'm also a big fan in like, this is just individually me going through stuff now. In Time Bananas, where it's like, we can't be seen by the adults. You just like freeze in the middle of a wooden path, and like obviously there. And then I don't know who it is that walks by.
That's Uncle Phil. He says, "Serena, get the cinnamon," which is a reference to Mimi Reeves' dream that she had. Yeah, so, like, almost the entirety of the content of this show is references.
That's crazy.
So, like, she had a dream. I think it was Mimi. It might have been Ava.
I think so, yeah. She had a dream where she... What was the context of... I don't think there was context.
I think she was just, like... I don't know why they were talking about it so much. It must have just been like more of an in-joke, but at the time we really liked it. That line, "Serena, get the cinnamon," so we just
it like baffled me. I was just like, what could this mean?
Anything else we want to talk about? It's a very informal episode, but that's fine.
It sounded like you just like slammed something in the background, and I imagine it was you like hitting your head on the wall.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. Our downstairs neighbors have a tendency to slam doors.
Oh, okay. I can relate to that. Well, I think
I'm taking another sip.
That was ASMR, like bottle cap unscrewing. Just and
like,
and now we're going to slowly turn off the cap.
Turn off the cap.
Turn off. Take off the cap. I was just like thinking, turn the cap. God,
you just said turn, and I heard turn away from My Chemical Romance.
Oh, okay.
I've been listening to so much My Chemical Romance. What song is that? Da 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 da. Cancer.
What?
That's the name of the My Chemical Romance.
Oh, okay. I thought that was just your interjection.
No, I just wanted to remind people of cancer.
Yeah. Today is Cancer Awareness Day. Be aware of cancer.
But only the My Chemical Romance song.
Yeah. So we're dissolving into nonsense, which means I think it's time for us to do the plugs.
Yes. So we have an email. Email us at foolsandfiction@gmail.com.
Please don't send us spam email.
No, do. I thought you were going to eBay. Also go to the Reddit at r/foolsandfiction. Check out the other podcasts on the network at Spreaker.com/user/ let me say that one more time. Spreaker.com/user/PNWM, where you can check out the other fine shows on this network. Is that it for the plugs? Do we have any other plugs?
We have a fake Patreon.
Oh yeah, check out our Patreon.
Yeah.
At Fools and Fiction.
At patreon.org.
Yeah.
And finally, for what is it? Collaborations. Once again, if you have any idea, just talk to us. We have put off doing a My Hero episode with some of our friends, partially on accident. So we'll hopefully do that next week, and then from there we'll figure something out.
Yeah, we got plenty of ideas here. I am reading 30 ideas.
What?
Yeah, we got a lot in this document. Anyway, yeah, thank you, Dalton, for joining us. It was a pleasure to have you on.
It's wild that you could, because, like, you're in high school and it is
that's
Friday.
That's the funny thing. Finn just texted me and he was like, hey, like, do you by any chance have like this available time on Friday? And I was like, oh, check it out. I'm off on Friday. So
really?
Yeah.
Is it is it a holiday or something?
No, it's just the end of the marking period, I think. So like,
Okay.
they were like, okay, teachers need a day.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's very fair. Well, thank God for small coincidences.
Of course.
And now I believe it is time. It is customary for me to end the listeners. Please, for the love of God, turn the podcast off.